Hi, I'm Ken. My hang-ups had a lot to do with the fact that I was using work instead of concentrating more importantly on my family and the things that are important in my life. I was traveling around the world, implementing solutions all over the US, had hundreds of consultants working for me, and I was neglecting my family. The communication wasn't there, and eventually it led to a separation. The things that I wound up missing in my life had a lot to do with not being there for my children, especially at an early age. Not being available to them because I would be thousands of miles away. Missing the things that are associated with everyday living, the ball games, the parties. Just having a conversation with my children really cost me. And my biggest fear is that because of my separation from my family and eventually the divorce that was ensuing, that they wouldn't find happiness in their lives. And it took me a long time before we actually reconciled. In fact, it was years before we actually reconciled. I didn't even recognize the fact that I was going through these things because I was blaming the anger and the codependency and all the things that were going on in my life on other situations rather than concentrating on the fact that it was really me. Back in 2008, I was coming down Little York Road, and my car, and you may not believe this, but it happened, literally steered itself onto the CLC property. And I had not been going to church or been involved with any kind of my faith for a number of years. But I wound up at CLC, and I found a church home here. Little did I know, a year later, that I would be laid off, and I was out of work for almost 18 months. And during that 18 months, I had an opportunity to be able to do things that I'd never thought I'd be doing before, and I was volunteering at Christian Life Center. And miraculously, I got another job. That was the consulting business, and I was there for another 6 years or so. And I get another layoff from the consulting business. This time I was really devastated. But one of the things that I learned during that time is that he was really preparing me for the skill set that I would be needing at Christian Life Center. Lo and behold, I was given an opportunity to join the staff. This is back in 2019. And from there, got an opportunity to work with the leadership team here at Christian Life Center and using those skills. But then something else happened, and he showed up. It was a ministry called Celebrate Recovery, which I knew nothing about. So my having the background as implementation strategist, I put the implementation plan together. And the plan was to hand it over to one of my colleagues who would take that responsibility of implementing Celebrate Recovery. Little did I know that that person was going to leave. And leadership looked at me and said, "You think you can take it over?" Well, I prayed about it. Of course, I had never done anything like this before. I even asked God what I should do. And I was saying, "Are you talking to me?" And he yelled back at me, "Yes, I'm talking to you." And I can tell you that my life completely changed. And why did it change? It changed because of the individuals, the hundreds, almost thousands of individuals 3 years ago that have come through the doors of CLC and CR. I've seen their pain. I've seen miracles literally occur right before my eyes. But experiencing others that have gone through what I've gone through and had the courage to actually stand up and say that they admit that they are powerless is the sort of thing that has helped me acknowledge the fact that I can't do this by myself. And it made a great difference in my life. Unfortunately, I've had that reconciliation. That reconciliation really occurred in almost the last year or so. I've had dialogue and communication with my daughter, which I thought would never happen. I've had a chance to visit with her and her children. My son and I, we have not seen each other since, I think, almost 2019 or so, but we are in conversations now, and those things have been very helpful for the two of us. God is working in my life. He's got a plan for everyone. He had a plan for me, and I was in denial for many, many years. But those things are starting to change. And with that, thank you.